Okay, this is Mr. Kamal at policeabuse.com. This is a formal interview. I'm on the line with Brittany. Brittany, why don't you tell me your name and tell me the name of the police department, and then explain to me why you called policeabuse.com with your complaint.
Okay. My name is Brittany Allgaier, and the police department was actually Hornlake Police Department, and then later on was the Hernando Sheriff Department also.
Okay, and tell me what happened.
And okay, from the beginning, I was in Hornlake. It was me and my boyfriend, and we were leaving his sister's house. We were over there for the night because she had just graduated nursing school, and I was actually the designated driver. I was taking my boyfriend, who had been drinking, home. It was around 12:30 a.m. in the morning, and immediately after we pulled out of her driveway, we got pulled over. We didn't make it not even a mile down the road. And I tried to get my license and registration out, and I tried to ask, what I was being pulled over for. The officer, his name is Jerry Lee, he immediately pulled me out of the car, said, get out of the car, and I was like, I don't understand. He just immediately was yelling at me and telling my boyfriend to shut up, and we couldn't even ask why we were being pulled over.
So hold on.
He took me
When he started yelling at you, had you done anything to offend him? Had you yelled at him? Had you done anything at all?
Oh, no, sir.
Okay,
I was trying to be as polite as possible.
okay, so he just had he just had a bad attitude.
Yes, yes.
Okay, and so he starts yelling at you, and what was he asking you to do?
He was saying, get out of the car, go, and then trying to take me to the back of the car, and I was still trying to ask why. Why was I being pulled over? And I was moving to the back of the car, and he was telling my boyfriend to shut up, not so that we couldn't ask anything.
Okay,
And then
did you have a driver's license and insurance and everything you needed?
Yes, sir. I was getting my driver's license. It was in my lap, actually. I was pulling it out of my purse, and so I had to. All my stuff had to be thrown onto the ground because I was having to get out of the car.
Okay, but
He wasn't worried about
you were trying to give him your license, and in terms of your had you had anything to drink, or were you drinking at all, or no?
No, sir. But I did have a suspended driver's license. It was being renewed that month.
Okay, well
And
that's not okay. I got that, and that's not as big a deal. I just want to make sure that when you were pulled over, you weren't intoxicated or drunk or anything, and you were in full control of yourself. Correct?
yes, sir.
Okay, and except for the suspended license issue, you were cooperating with the officer, so you didn't give him any reason to yell at you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so at this point, even if he wanted to arrest you, you were being cooperative, and the only thing he would have at that point would be the fact that you had a suspended license.
Yes, sir. I was driving on a suspended license.
Okay, well that's just a ticket, so that's not even a big deal. So tell me what happened that made this whole thing escalate. How did it start, and where did it end up?
Well, it escalated from there. He took me to the back of the car, and my boyfriend was still in the car at this point. His partner showed up and was questioning my boyfriend and such in the car. The other officer, Jerry Lee, was behind the car with me, and he was telling me that that he thought I was intoxicated and that I needed to take a field sobriety test. I have before been pulled over for the same reason in Tunica, Mississippi, and I had been through all this before, and I had not been drunk. I had a lawyer. It was a big misunderstanding, and I ended up having to take the first DUI. So I wanted to cooperate this time. I wanted to do everything. I did not want to get any other DUI on my record.
Mm-hmm.
And especially since I wasn't drunk, I was willing to do whatever you wanted me to do.
And how
And
how old are you?
I'm sorry, what?
I said, how old are you?
I'm 19.
So you're 19 years old, and do you have a job?
Yes, sir. That's also part of the sexual harassment from him.
Well, that's actually what I want to talk about, because we had a pre-interview. I talked to your boyfriend earlier, and I want you. Do you mind saying what your job is, or you don't want to say?
I don't mind. I'll say.
Okay. So what is your job?
It was Hooters. I quit it.
Okay. So you were working at Hooters. Do you think that
Yes,
played
sir.
into how you were treated?
Definitely, yes.
Okay.
And
What
also because of my boyfriend.
Okay. Well,
because
explain
he's
explain
older.
explain what happened and why this all connects together. I want you to tell me as if I'm someone you never met. How did your job and your boyfriend and the way you were treated uh, show itself? How did it come together?
Okay, well, that's during the field sobriety test. They ask you to do the different, things. Well, the first thing he was doing was with my eyes, and he was saying, "Do you not know how to follow my finger? Are you stupid?" And that was the first thing he said. And I go, "Excuse me, you can't talk to me like this," And I was trying to take up for myself, and that's when he was like, no, you're not even cooperating. So then he tried to make me walk the line, and I was wearing a short skirt and heels, and that's also what I believe contributed to the way they were treating me.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I tried to walk the line like they were asking me to, and there was gravel all on the ground, and I was wobbling. I said, I can't walk right here. Is there another line, And he told me, take off your shoes and walk it. And I said, I'm not taking my shoes off. The ground is dirty. I don't want to take my shoes off. And so he was like, so you're not cooperating with me. You're going to go to jail then. And so I was trying to take my shoes off, and then he was like, no, you're not even doing it right. So he, just kind of made it where I couldn't even take the test. So then by the time he's just trying to give me the breathalyzer, I said, just give me a breathalyzer then, because I knew I hadn't drank anything. Anything in Mississippi over a .02 for under 18 or, under 21 is against the law drinking. So I knew that anything over that, So I went ahead and tried to take it. And he kept saying, don't you know how to blow? Don't you know how to blow? You work at Hooters. Shouldn't you know how to do this? So by the fifth time trying to take it,
Well,
after
hold
it
on.
wasn't,
Let me stop. Let me
reading
stop. Hold on.
anything.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let me stop you there. You said that he made a comment to you. You should know how to blow. You work at Hooters.
Yes, sir. He
And
said,
which
don't you
office?
know how to blow? You
Which
should.
officer said that?
It was the officer, Jerry Lee. He was the only one talking to me.
Okay, so Officer Jerry Lee of what police department?
Hornlake Police Department.
Hornlake.
Hornlake, yes, sir.
Okay, and what state is that in?
I'm sorry, what street is it
No, I
on?
said what state is it in?
Oh, Mississippi.
In Mississippi. And Hornlake Police
Yes,
Department
sir.
in Mississippi, and he told you you should know how to blow because you work at Hooters.
Yeah, he said, don't you know how to do that? You work at Hooters.
Okay, and what else did he tell you that was offensive?
Well, at that point, I said, no, that's okay. I'm not doing this anymore. I said, and he said the refusal. And I said, I guess so. And that was the end of the trying to do the sobriety test. He took me, he cuffed me, and then he persisted to ask, does your boyfriend beat you? Like, maybe acting I could get out of trouble. Like, you could get out of a lot less trouble if, you told us maybe. Like, they were trying to get my boyfriend in trouble.
So they
With
were
his
asking
past
you if
record.
your boyfriend beats you. Did he have any particular reason based on what had happened during the traffic stop to ask you a question like that?
Yeah, the ticket said careless driving. That's, I guess, what they were saying. That's why they pulled me over.
Okay,
For
but
careless driving.
did your boyfriend do anything to you during that encounter that would give them any reason to say something like that to you?
Oh, no, sir.
Okay, so he was
My boyfriend says that he has been maybe arrested by them before
Mm-hmm.
in other situations, and that's why they know his past record.
Okay. 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 And when they did this, was that the only? Give me, if you could run it through to me right now. Name anything that you thought was inappropriate, offensive, or indicative of sexual misconduct.
Besides that,
Well, yeah, that and anything else. Was there anything else that was said to you during the entire stop, or at the jail?
more, yeah, at the jail. Once he put us in the car and he took us to go to the jail, Hernando jail. Once we got there, inside they tell you to, put your hands up against the wall and just spread your legs so that I guess that they can search you. Well, me and my boyfriend were, doing what we were told. We weren't having any attitude. We were being very polite. Mostly my boyfriend, he wasn't doing anything.